right, hello everybody. We're back.
We are
This
after
is
months.
after months and
Months and
months.
months.
It's just the entire winter basically.
Yeah.
So this
pretty
is
much.
Laura Lee Mystica and then Daniel Flowerdew. You guys can find all of our information in the description box below.
Mhm.
Yep. And by the way, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channels, Really Weird Shit
Yes.
Studios, and then Flower Power Clinical Massage. I don't know what side the
Really
subscription
weird
button
shit
is,
on
but it's really
steroids,
there.
not studios. Really weird shit on steroids.
For your channel?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, I could have swore it was Really Weird Studios. Yeah. Okay.
Another timeline, maybe.
Yeah, well, whatever. The information for her
It's there.
channel is also,
there.
if you're not on her channel right now watching the video, it's also below in her name. If you look at the at R.W.S, after Laura Lee's
No,
name.
it was R.W.S Productions was one of my. Yeah, but I don't know.
For your YouTube channel. Either way, it doesn't matter
there.
because it's going to be
It
there in the
has
description
really weird
box.
shit on it, and then you know it's mine.
Yeah. And it's like right after her name too. So yeah. So yeah, it's been a long time. We've wanted to make videos for a while, but where we live in the Northwest, there's
we still have snow out
there's
here.
still snow. Wasn't it last week? There was
last week there was a lot of snow. You couldn't get out to this cabin. We're doing this in one of my cabins in my property. So in case you were wondering, that's why we got. Yeah, it's a cabin.
Yeah, that's a ladder.
It's a tiny home, a teeny tiny home cabin.
Yep. It's nice and cozy. And cozy. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here. So
that's right.
Yeah. So, gosh, with all of that time that we haven't done videos, we have tons of topics.
Oh,
we actually had a really hard time deciding, okay, what are we going to talk about today?
Which one's the most important?
Yeah, which one's the most important? And it's like 5 different things are the most important, but So,
well, first off, I have something that I've got to clarify. Okay. Now, on our last video, when we were talking about light codes and being evil, and I said something about, and I pointed to him, light code. And that's because I was pointing toward Coeur d'Alene, where the light code lady lives, and he thought I was pointing to him. Anyway, I just wanted to know why I did that. It was really silly. It looked really dumb, but I had a reason.
She had a reason for it. And no, I didn't think you were pointing at me. I just said that in the video because it was funny. So.
That's even funnier.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know that. Yeah, that's why I made a joke about it during the video, because I was like, don't point at me. And no, I knew that you weren't pointing at me. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're all good. Yep.
We're all good. We're besties again.
That way.
That's right. Right.
So when she was pointing her thumb my direction, it was going around
him. Exactly. That's fun.
Excellent. So okay, so one of the first things we wanted to bring up, we had a few different people bring this to our attention, that sometimes when people get rocks, they go off the deep end. Now,
batshit crazy.
Extremely batshit crazy. Yeah. We've seen people straight up go from being these really nice people to just off the wall, psychotic, it gets intense sometimes. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. Sometimes they have a shove in, shove on. Sometimes they're dealing with childhood trauma that's resurfacing. But, I would say just about everyone that watches these shows has probably gone through some form of childhood trauma. And we did not let it define us or make us evil. We have done our best to move forward. A lot of the people who go crazy with the rocks, if it's childhood trauma based, then they haven't done much work. And they're still being run by their traumas in a lot of cases. Like I said, there's a lot of different factors. What do you have to share on that?
Yeah, well, so some people thought that the rocks were evil because everybody was going batshit crazy. And that's why I have the disclaimer on the website. It's like, if you're not ready for truth and justice, then don't get these rocks. They're not for you. Save them for someone else, because we do have a limited supply. I mean, we've got quite a few, but we don't have it forever.
Yeah, when it's out, it's pretty much
when it's out, it's out. So, yeah, it's just kind of nice to know. Yeah, are you going to blame it on the rock? Well, maybe, because the rock helped it to surface so you could see it, so you could fix it. So
that, and the rocks are amplifiers. So if
they
there's
are.
something inside of you that's not okay, like you said, they're going to bring it to your attention.
Yeah.
You know, now if you're actually working with the rocks and you ask it to do that, it'll help. You know, it'll do it in a gentle way where you can start to see it and start to work through it instead of
For yourself, you mean?
for
It's like,
yourself. Yeah.
show me my shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I started working with the rocks. And when I first got introduced to the rocks, I was heavy into pot smoking. Like I had tons of different things going on, trying to get a massage school, nothing was working. Tons of different things going on. But once I got these rocks, I started asking, okay, I want you to show me my shit so I can get better. So that way I can start to progress and, be more me.
Yes.
You know?
Be more you. Get better, get healed, not get better at being an asshole.
Yeah. Well, by getting better, I mean, raising my authentic purity quotient.
Yeah, no, I just
becoming
wanted to
more
clarify
compassionate,
that. Yeah.
becoming more truthful. Yeah.
And he's much better. Oh my gosh. He's like, he was cool before, but he's like cool on steroids. He's really cool.
Thank you. But yeah, some people go crazy when they get the rocks. Some people, it makes sense of everything. When I first gridded the house that I'm in right now, before I did it, there was a ton of fighting in the house, a lot of aggression, a lot of manipulation games, and the people that were involved didn't really know what they were doing. It wasn't completely intentional. For some people it is. But for these individuals themselves, it was not intentional. That's not who they are, or at least one of them. That's not who they are at the core of their being. Those in the family who know who I'm talking about. The man part, he's kind of
the man of the house.
The man of the house, yeah, he's he's one of those people that was definitely influenced by his trauma, but made no effort whatsoever to heal and become a good individual. Not saying that he's terrible. If he was, I wouldn't be able to live there. But we've all got our issues, but he's got a little more than normal. So
he's got a few extra.
here and there. But so before I gridded the house, a lot of manipulation games, I would step out of my room because my room was gridded. I would step out of my room and all of a sudden I could feel, everyone's energies there feeding off of me, holding me down, pushing me down, almost like when a person's drowning and they're trying to grab the person in front of them to push themselves up and they're pushing the other person down.
Right. They're trying to use them as a life ring.
Yeah. Normally to the detriment of the person who's acting as the life ring.
Yes.
After I gridded the house, we started to have heart-to-heart conversations. We started to make real progress to where, as now I think 3 or 4 years later, most of the family can now talk to, I guess one of my roommates. I don't want to say too much because, however, I will say that I am very proud of where she's come now. There's still some work to do, but, one step at a time, one day at a time. But she is a lot better than she used to be. Most of the family can see it. A lot of her relationships with her kids are starting to change,
and she's starting to be more herself. Do with the rock?
I do.
Yeah.
Because, now that the grid is there, it's more easy for me to go through and find what attachments they have, if they have any shove-ins or trash talking voice boxes or, whatever program is going on. And if I have the approval to remove it, I can remove it. It's all about integrity still. We can't, unless I was actually being hurt.
Exactly.
Emotionally,
unless it was like really affecting you, then you have every right to go. Yeah. Well, and if you've got an entity or whatever coming into your house, you have the right to go after it.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh dear, this isn't my house technically.
To childhood trauma, when it comes to things like that, that's the inner journey.
Yeah.
that I can't
No,
really,
no.
unless it's hurting me, in which case then I could
Yeah.
go through and freeze it like I did for, my grandpa. I will call
Yeah.
him out. I did put a few of his things on freeze, and I even did a timeline therapy session for him without his a knowing of
No.
it, and it drastically changed everything. He came back and apologized later that day after being a total jerk all day long. So bottom line is, for some people, the rocks bring out truth and justice. So for some people, it's going to make them go crazy. It's going to bring up all their MK Ultra programming, any trauma or anything they have that's not being healed or processed. It's going to bring everything up. And then for some people, it's like getting in contact with a really good therapist or a really strong like mother figure that
Hmm.
can sit you down and be like, okay, what's really going on here? And then you can, you feel supported and comforted through it.
Right. It's a different. It's diff. It. It's like it. Um, kindly,
Hmm.
but sometimes there's tough love. Um,
Yes.
yeah. It. It does.
Hmm.
It does it different for different people. So just be aware that
Hmm.
you know hardcore truth is a lot of people are like back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hardcore truth bad. I
Hmm.
don't want to see it.
Hmm. Give
So
me the pleasant lie.
yeah,
Give me the
exactly.
pleasant lie.
Yeah.
There's even a few songs on that. So. But there's no lie. There's no song saying "Give me the truth" that I can think of, except for "No More Lies" or
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah, that
that.
one.
That's not,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah, give it to me straight. Well, a few of them
mainstream.
maybe, but not, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we'll have to make a song. You can make up a song.
Yeah, for sure. I can make up a song, but then do I want to share it with the? We'll see. It might just be for fun. So yeah, that's just so important to know, though.
So
So it could
yeah,
be from anything.
and the rocks, you can blame them if you want, but
Hmm.
if you want to, give them away or throw them in the ocean, I know people have done
Hmm.
that. That's fine too. The ocean is cool with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
In the
They'll go
ocean,
where they need to
yeah,
go, and they'll continue.
yeah,
They'll continue bringing in like
doing
the
their thing.
best, and
Uh-huh.
yeah,
They'll
yeah.
go into the aquatic
Hmm.
kingdom, and yeah,
Yeah.
they'll
And now, if
they'll
you're
be just
living with
fine.
someone that does go crazy with the rocks, keep your grid up, okay? Because
Yes.
multiple things can happen. One, they can change. That's what happened in my situation. They changed. Two, you just have a better opportunity to move out sooner than later,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get out of the situation. Three, if the house is under your name or whatever, then they're
Eviction
gonna leave.
notices could
Yeah,
come out.
yeah, yeah. Seriously. So a lot of things can happen, but keep them up and work with them every day. Work with those grids every day.
Good.
And yeah,
Good point. Yeah.
yeah.
Good safety point.
Thank you, thank you.
Good safety tip. Good safety tip. The next thing is we're going to start talking about the great I am and
Hmm.
what that means and what it people think it means and what it's done. For one
Hmm.
thing, it has a lot of egregores on it.
Hmm.
The I am.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of people that were into Saint Germain, they would say, I
Hmm.
am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it would literally levitate them.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would say that,
Hmm.
and then they'd think that they were ascending or something.
Hmm.
But
Yep.
that's not really what was going on.
No, normally not. And if you look at the word "I am" backwards, it literally is like "May I." It's asking for permission. It's not stating that uh, it's not stating something as a matter of fact. It's stating something as, "Oh, can I
Oh,
be?"
please,
Um.
please, may I do this? May I do
Hmm.
that? And we
Hmm.
just found this out like last week. This is new to us.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
did not know that backwards it was, may I,
Hmm.
please?
Yeah. Yeah. But we've had inclinations for a while that the
Well, we
"I
knew that
am"
the I am
phrase
was not
is. Hmm.
good. And so
Hmm.
what I've been saying is I is
Hmm.
or I be.
Hmm.
I be
Hmm.
happy. I is full of gratitude,
Gratitude. Yeah.
gratitude, yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you'll find that your it's hard to change your language. I still, even, of course, it's only been a week, but um, I still have to catch myself. Now, the reason this came up for us is that I found out, well, I just started doing this, and it's not an affirmation, what did I call it? Declaration. And I was, things were like just crazy, and I'm like, I have got to get really connected to my summa, my soul summa. And then I got the message that me and my soul summa are some of the most powerful beings in this,
in existence,
not just in on this planet, but in this hologram. I'm like, whoa. And then I started saying I am, and it's like tilt. It's like, no, you say we are, me and my summa are some of the most powerful beings in this hologram. And if you are on the Cosmic Cleanup Crew or an Indigo, this is true for you. Okay? So, and when you say I is, what is backward?
Sí, which is Spanish for yes.
Yes. So you can say I am, I is, or we are, but you don't say I am. And it's hard. I've been catching myself because we're so programmed to say that, especially when we're doing declarations. I am this, I am that. Turn over, I didn't mean that. I didn't even say it. I be this, I be that. But it really, I've noticed tremendous differences since I started saying that declaration. Have you noticed things?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Do you want to talk now?
I don't know. I've been talking a lot.
Okay.
So
well, no, that's okay.
We're keeping it balanced.
Okay.
We're keeping it balanced. No, that was all really important. My own little backstory on the I am thing was I was huge into Saint Germain for a long time, and I used to have his book of. Well, not because of the I am phrase, but there were times in various meditative states that I would feel like I was off the ground, or where I would feel like the ground underneath me shake really, really hard. But my eyes were closed, so I didn't see.
So you didn't know if it was real, or.
And then everyone else that was with me, their eyes were closed, but they could feel the energy emanating from me every once in a while, and I'm like, oh, there's something to it. But so I was really into this for a long time. After I started getting rid of the light codes and started rethinking a lot of the new age, new cage stuff, because it is all more doctrines, it's more ideology, it's more, it's like changing out one savior for another, and neither of them are you. So, and that's just one of many traps of it. But once I started getting off of the new age stuff, I started not liking the I am phrase. Whereas before that, it was very empowering. I could do it and I could feel the walls start to shake as I would do it. Or one thing that frequently happens to me when I start opening up energy is the walls will pop. It doesn't matter if I'm in the car or whatever. Kind of scared me at first until I realized it was just a pressure thing more than anything. And that would happen all the time when I would do the I ams. All the time. But
so what do you think it was making all that happen when you said I am?
I think it was more me than anything.
Exactly.
It was me being encouraged. It was me taking up my mantle and recognizing.
So it's kind of a trap to make you think that it was saying those words that did it, when it was really you getting in touch with yourself. Okay.
Yep. But I have refused to use that phrase for years now. And now that I have the I is, and it reminds me, the I is reminds me of something that I learned a while back, called isness. If something is, it's not what it could be or what it was, it's what it is in the present moment. So it's also not looking for all of these, that tree outside is, it has the potential to have all these leaves. It has the potential to have all these fruits and berries or whatever. But right now, that tree is bare. right now that tree has this energy in its roots, getting ready to wake up for spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what it is in this moment.
Present moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And the
So
I am doesn't do that.
when
I mean, it
when
can,
when
but
did you
it's
start
a
feeling
lot.
creepy about I am?
Once I started getting rid of the Coeur d'Alene lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's
Yeah,
really
because
good.
at that time she really did personify my connection to the false light codes and well, to light codes.
Yeah.
But to false light, to false
Mm-hmm.
truth. She was the one that was epitomizing my connection to that matrix.
Plugging you in.
So, mhm,
Yep, yep, yep.
yep,
Yep.
yep. So I'm very glad to have the I is,
Yes. And we are
and then
with you and your Suma. We are.
mhm, yep, and then I is I and my inner Suma. So
Oh,
it's
I
yeah,
is inner
mm-hmm,
Suma. Very
mm-hmm,
good.
yep. And then I noticed that you had written down here is eyes. So you have the two eyes, right? Which you have two eyes to see. Is that what you were writing that down for? Or I saw the little
Maybe.
eyes right there, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't think about that before." But yeah, there's two eyes,
Oh, that's funny.
Or that could be for something else. I have no idea.
Well, it's
But
cool. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
is.
yep. It's
Both
not
I
five
is.
eyes, just the
No,
two,
just two
just the
eyes. Yeah.
two.
Oh, that's funny. That's good.
So when you're doing, affirmations, really just exclaim what is in the moment. So I was actually having this talk with a client a week ago, where I was always taught this practice of standing in the mirror and saying "I love you."
Mm-hmm.
That's not always true, especially when you start doing this. So sometimes what's more true is, I'm willing to start
Yeah,
loving
I'm
you.
doing my best.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. You always start with what's true. You don't just go off saying something that you don't believe, because
Like I
what's the
have
point in doing that?
$50,000,000,000.
Yeah. Exactly. Who knows? After a few good SCRCs, you
Yeah,
might.
that
But
can happen.
yep.
So what would you say then? Because they what affirmations
Hmm.
they say you should always make it in the present moment like you already have it.
Hmm.
So how would you change? How would you word that
Hmm.
so it's like I maybe I now um, see, I like to say, instead of affirmations, declarations.
Yeah, because
I
that's
now
how it should be.
declare
Hmm.
that $1,000,000 is mine, and
Hmm.
I'm going to go out looking for it,
Hmm.
or something
Hmm.
like that. It's
Hmm.
like, it's mine, it's
Hmm.
there,
Hmm.
and I declare
Hmm.
it is there.
I declare that it is there. And
Must
it's
be
not stuck in my hair.
that's right. That must be a Hal thing. I don't know. That's
It
funny.
must be. I don't know where that came from, but it was good. But
Yeah.
in the present moment, as honest and as true as can be. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
speaking of
yeah.
hair and honest, I just
Hmm.
have to say this. I don't know why I have to say this, but
Okay.
I hadn't washed my hair for 5 months since I saw him last, and I
Since the
just
last
washed
video.
it.
Since the
I
last
just
video.
washed it, and it liked it. My
Uh-huh.
hair liked it.
Uh-huh.
Like, no
It looks
split
very
ends,
healthy.
no split ends,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not kidding. I didn't wash it for 5 months. Now, who of you can say that?
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
I just had to say that. I
Just
don't know. Because to let people know that even if you don't wash your hair, it doesn't mean that you're going to go bald. Because my
Mhm.
hair's just fine. It's happy. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was getting kind of gnarly, after 5, but it was always up on my head because I'm always out with the chickens and
Well, it probably got the worst after the last couple of days, because we've been working hard out in the lawn, raking
yeah,
leaves, and
yeah.
getting things picked up.
But it's
And you can't really do a lot of that in winter. There was some
no, no.
shoveling, but
Yeah, I did shovel, but
mhm.
still it was up on my head all
Yeah,
winter long. So
yeah,
I just
yeah.
thought true confessions
Yep,
about hair. Should we
yep.
talk about the other hair thing?
I was thinking that we could.
I think
Why
we
not?
should.
Yeah. So long story short,
Yeah.
long
Long?
hair. Yep, yeah, long hair. There have been studies done that showed that people who have longer hair, like let's say Native Americans, right? Let's say
Yeah.
Indigenous Americans, they would have very long hair, and if someone were to come into their camp and try to kill them, they would know beforehand, and they'd be packed up and gone, even if it was like midnight or something.
Because it's an antenna.
It's an
Their hair
antenna.
is antenna.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you'll see a lot of religious people do the opposite, where they shave their hair completely. Now, there are a few good reasons to do that. The bottom line is that you have to really know why you're doing it. But if you're doing it to join a religion, or as a religious movement, or as a symbolic of religion, or subservience to military, you're pretty much, cutting off your free will and giving it to them.
Well, one of the things that they found when they always like to have Native Americans and Celtic, especially Celtic mix,
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
MK Ultra programs and
Yeah.
super soldier programs.
Yeah.
And they found when they shaved their heads that their psychic ability level went way down
Mm-hmm.
because their antennas were gone. They're like, oh, I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if there's something to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
So just some things about hair. Well,
Yep.
here we go. I didn't know it was going to turn into all this, but yeah, hair can be
That's the
like
fun with
really.
these videos.
I know, we never know where
We'll
it's
have a
going to go.
plan and then be like, oh yeah, by the way, let's just throw this in.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Why not? Why not? There's no shortage of things for us to talk about.
No,
so
and laugh about.
we'll just have fun throughout the process. But yeah, for a while I shaved off my hair, but I didn't do it to be like Buddha, or to join an ashram, or definitely not to be in the military. That is not who I am. That's not who I is. Catching myself.
You caught yourself. Very good.
But I shaved it because I had the knowledge that the hair connected you to the world outside. It acted as an antenna.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the process of learning more about myself. So I decided to shave it so that way I could feel me. So that way I can get to the base of who I am as an individual. Who I is. You see how easy it is.
It's really hard. It is such a program.
It's a program. We've all done it for years.
Yeah.
Especially people in this kind of work.
To get you subservient. It is absolute subservient.
Yeah. So you just got to catch yourself and backtrack and be like, nope, cancel. I is, or I be.
I be. That's right.
We got to save the
I
bees.
be happy. Yes.
I am happy.
I am half bee.
I am half bee. No, I said happy.
Okay, happy. Okay.
I like that one.
I thought you had a lineage that I didn't know about.
Well, and then what half of the bee? Do I have? Am I the stinger?
You could.
Ooh, it probably depends on
that.
Depends on
who you are.
Yeah. Depends on who I is at that moment.
Who you is, and who else is there.
Yeah, and who else is there.
Maybe they need a good sting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah,
that's
so
really good.
I'm glad that we brought up the hair thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It turned into something.
So taking care of your hair in a lot of ways is taking care of your connection.
Your antenna.
Mm-hmm. It's taking care of your antennas. Now my hair is really curly, and that's why I have it up right now, because it's easier to stash it away than to have it out all the time. So, but it's still there, and it is getting longer.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
but he washes his more than I washed mine.
I do. I have an aunt who's a hairstylist, and she was like, "You need to do this at least twice a week, and then do this product and this product." And it's all been really great, and it has been making a difference for my hair. But yeah. So,
well, and then there's the fact that I never go anywhere. So it's like I go to the post office. I don't get out much, so it's okay.
Now, do you know if there's a difference between straight hair and curly hair when it comes to antennas? I know I've read somewhere there is a difference, but right now I'm drawing a blank, and it's like I would like to look into that more at some point.
We'll look into that and come back to you on that.
Yeah, and then if any of you have intel on it, write us a comment, and
and it's not that one is better than the other. Okay, we're not saying
they have their
I'm
own
getting
attributes.
that they're different. They're not. One is not better than the other. So if you got curly hair and I got straight hair, we could be a good team.
Yeah, well, we are a
Yeah.
good team.
Well, we
You
could.
know, hopefully, eventually, we can share with you guys some stories of what we've done the last few months. We
Oh,
are we are planning on sharing at least one here, but we
it's
are a
been
really good team.
it's been intense.
Mhm.
Well, I'll just say this: we went after clones of us that were trying to kill
Yesterday,
us
yeah,
yesterday. Yeah,
yeah, and they were very strange clones. They didn't have our
very
genetic
weird.
signature. You know, they looked like us, but yeah, the
And
technology was
they
very
wanted to
strange.
kill us.
Hmm.
That was one of their programs,
Hmm.
and they were owned
Hmm.
by someone who, because we kept thinking, okay, is it on autopilot? No, is it going to be triggered by something? Is it an event release or a time release? It was none of those. It was gonna go off. They were going to wake up.
Hmm.
And I was like, really, it's like, okay, we got to get on those clones. We got to get on those clones. But we had so many other things that were like 9.99, whatever.
Yeah.
And finally we did it. And and do you want to tell them what happened when yours woke up, but it couldn't see you? 'Cause you were so...
um, what I can say is,
You can give the short version.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, the place that my clone was
Stashed.
stashed, yeah, yeah, yeah. The place that they were stashed at, because there were four different locations. The one that my clone was stashed at, its main safety protocol was that if I stepped into that building at all, that my clone would wake up and go into kill mode and try to stop me. Um, well, I was in some good stealth mode eggs and a few other good
Really good
camouflage
stealth
techniques,
mode. Hmm.
and I saw it peek its eyes open, and it tried to feel into the room to see where I was at, and I was just zipping along it, going all around. It was creepy looking, but
Well,
but he
and
couldn't see
avoiding
me.
all the
Uh-huh.
tripwires. They all had tripwires. It
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
you don't, like, Indiana Jones couldn't have gone in to
No.
some of these places. They were
Um,
that bizarre.
who's that Tomb Raider chick?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
don't ask me.
Jones something, whatever. Even she couldn't do it.
Yeah,
The bottom line is she couldn't do
yeah,
it either.
they were pretty gnarly. So
Yeah,
we did that, and
yeah.
we're all good and
And that was just
happy.
yesterday.
Oh, it wasn't even
That was
24
just,
hours
it wasn't even
ago.
24 hours
Mm-mm,
ago.
mm-mm.
But one of the big things that we did do over the winter break, I guess you can call it, we were breaking a lot of ass souls. We were breaking a
Oh
lot of a
yeah.
lot of the system. We did find what was called the Light Code Master. Now, this Light Code Master had an entire vein system on the planet. It wasn't arteries and veins because there was nothing going back to the planet, but there was a lot of energy going to him. He was, he was based outside of the sun, and he went under the alias of Baal, one of many. He also went by Apollo and a lot of other stuff, but none of those were his real name. But he fed off of the lies. So all the people that called him the wrong thing, you know,
Yum! Woohoo!
yeah, just
Ooh,
kept
I'm
feeding him.
strong. I'm strong. Yeah, say it
Let's see.
again.
Did you
Say it
have
again.
written down what they called him, or no?
S
What did
T E
you
V
call him?
E.
What did you call him? That was true. It was like
Oh, a doo-doo
a
head.
doo-doo head. Yeah. And that was true. And
That was true.
yeah.
He didn't get nothing from that.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. That
Um.
was the only thing that didn't quite give him what he was wanting.
Tell you what, though, it got both of us
Oh, we
laughing.
were laughing so hard, and it sure
Mhm.
raised our our asshole hunt potential.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny because we both found him pretty much the same day.
I
We
know.
both had clients that were extremely similar. My client had egregores on them. We haven't talked about what egregores are yet, have we?
Well, if I think we should. I don't know if we did because
I don't know if we did either.
no,
No, I think we discovered them during
no,
winter, or they were brought to our attention
yeah.
during winter. Do you want to explain what the egregore is? I've been talking a
Well,
lot.
no, you're
I'll
good.
let you go.
Um, you know what? It's 34 minutes because if we
Mhm.
get that's a big
That's it.
subject.
Okay. Okay. So you
What do
can
you
Google it
think?
if you want. You can Google it, look it up, and we will talk about it more in the future. Um, But yeah, this light code master was infiltrating everyone and everything, feeding off of all the lies and deceit on the planet. Um, so let's see.
He be
There
gone.
was yeah, and he be gone. He is gone. Let's see. Yeah, he also had the web of lies. Um, and one of the main things that he did feed off of was that people were believing in these egregores. I will give a very quick
Okay, go ahead.
definition
Give
of
it
what an
a, yeah, go
egregore is.
ahead.
So, an egregore is an old alchemical name for an entity that was created by multiple people coming together with a similar intention. Common example
Egret.
would be like religion, right? People are coming together and then they create God in their image. To whereas if you go to all the old texts, God is, man is supposed to be created in God's image, but they did it the backwards way with these egregores. And there are good ones, there's like 1 to every 2 billion that's good.
Exactly.
Um,
Like the egregore for um, having compassion for your animals.
mm-hmm,
There's an egregore for that,
mm-hmm,
and an egregore for God lover, or not
mm-hmm.
God, dog lover.
Dog lovers. Well, if you're a really good dog lover, you're gonna think your dog is God. Okay, so just saying.
Oh, no, how funny! Oh,
But yeah,
that's
so it
funny.
could be like Catholic priests or not priests, saints. It could
Oh,
be,
yes,
archangels,
and it's
different
all
deities.
these thought projections
Mm-hmm.
that this thing
Mm-hmm.
is blah 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
like blank blank blank
Mm-hmm.
blank blank.
Mm-hmm.
My God is better than your God,
Mm-hmm.
things
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for the ascended masters and stuff,
Yeah, and ascended
they
masters.
have
Mm-hmm.
like different, like each master is a master of
Mm-hmm.
certain things, certain,
Yeah, they have
what would it
certain
be,
traits.
certain
They
traits,
have certain traits.
or
Certain.
things that they have
Mm-hmm.
authority over.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
the more people believe that and think it
Mm-hmm.
and say it, the bigger it gets, the bigger it gets, the
Mm-hmm.
bigger it gets, the stronger, 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 bigger.
Yeah.
And who gets that energy? Them.
Yeah. Yeah. It all goes to creating these egregores and keeping them in place. Now, if you have a big egregore problem, of course, get a session with one of us. We'll help you
Yes.
out. In the meantime, you could always use, if ask your Summa, ask your original, authentic, uncorrupted, uncompromised soul Summa to put you in what's called a prayer zero matic egg. And that'll get rid of, all the false light
Or
codes.
prayer-o-matic.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
like the way you
yeah,
said it, though.
yeah,
Prayer-o-matic.
mm-hmm,
I think
yeah.
we talked about
We
prayer-o-matics
did,
once.
we
Okay.
did, we
Okay.
did. So
So you could have it
I
in
do
that one.
prefer to do the zero, but
Yes,
the
zero.
pro-o-matic,
Yes.
that is it's a fun way of saying it. But for me, I like to emphasize that it's
The
being zeroed.
zero.
It's being
Or
zeroed.
O. Yeah.
Yeah, it is zeroed.
It is. It be
Um,
zeroed.
it be zero.
So,
So yeah, that'll help protect you from egregores, false religious
and
stuff.
they're everywhere. I mean,
Mhm,
we've been working on taking down some of the big ones,
mhm,
and you can help do that by saying, I ain't buying into that.
mhm,
I will use my intention and my power
mhm,
to put into these other ones, like all the plants
mhm,
in my garden are healthy,
mhm,
things like that.
mhm,
Um, like my um, if you have like um, a sickness that you're getting over, you can get into the collective of other people that have gotten over that same sickness, and you can align with that.
mhm,
So there's a lot of there's good egregores,
mhm,
but you got to be aware that there's these nasty ones that are
mhm,
trying to take you over and control you.
mhm.
And if you don't know about it, you can't do
Yeah, and
anything
the
about it.
bottom line with any egregore, any egregore, is that they do require energy to stay
They
alive.
do.
So it really does depend on how they get what they need as well. Um, Now, going on to the topic of connecting in with other people that are healing from your illness, I would say even go further than that, in that your Summa already
Yes,
has the codes it needs.
exactly.
Your DNA created you from scratch. You know, your
Exactly.
Suma can help bring you back into your more premium self. Not regressing back to a healthy state, but creating a healthier state moving forward. Um,
Which I'm just going
yeah.
to say it. Okay. So this brings us to the next topic, which is um, a few days ago, it's only been like 5 days ago, I I just felt like I needed to get connected to my Suma. And I said, I got this idea, and it's like, me and my Suma are some of the most powerful beings in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yep, just
like,
like what we talked about a
whoa.
little bit ago. It's yep.
And
Mm-hmm. Just got to reiterate how powerful that is, though, and how important that is.
well,
Mm-hmm.
did I say that people on the cosmic cleanup
Mm-hmm.
crew? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I said that out in the garden. Oh god.
We've been talking about this for hours today, figuring out what we're gonna say, and
Okay.
everything's.
We can scrap this. Okay, next.
Oh man, well, but it is very important to know. It is very important, you know.
Well,
Sorry, I should just let
that
you go
no,
along with
you
it
said
because it is
she's
really good.
already said
So,
this, so
uh,
whatever.
mhm,
Yeah. Well, it was because it's changed my life. Like in
mhm,
a week, it has
mhm,
changed things
mhm,
around my house, around like with my clients. When my clients
mhm.
started saying it, um, it was it has brought them up to the next level of empowerment.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about
Mhm,
is looking to your Suma for empowerment. Now,
mhm,
one of the
mhm,
things that we found is that we have a whole lot of forced agreements and curses
mhm.
that are trying to keep us and our Suma apart
Yeah.
and not connecting and not thinking, oh, I need to connect to my Suma about this.
Mhm.
And it's like, how many did you have? Do you remember?
I remember for the curses alone, I had 10,000 curses
Keeping
keeping
you
me from the
from your
Suma, and that's
Suma.
not including the forced agreements. That's not including, um, the AI projections, the implants.
Implants, right.
There
There's
was
a
a
lot
lot,
of things
a lot.
keeping us
Hmm.
from
Hmm.
connecting to our Suma.
Hmm.
So maybe it's a good thing I brought this up again.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And didn't you also say that most people only had like 15, like 5 to 15% access to their Suma?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
most
Mm-hmm.
people, I don't know anybody that has 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And can
Yeah.
you imagine what we could do if us and our Suma were like, I mean, we're besties anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
I I have to literally like program myself to think about connecting to my Suma every day. But
Mm-hmm.
once I started saying this,
Mm-hmm.
me and my Suma are some of the most powerful beings in this hologram.
Mm-hmm.
It's, say that. Unless you're an
Mm-hmm.
Earth person, but if you are, you're not probably listening to this.
Even so, you do have a Suma, and
You do have a Suma. You
and you
do
can do
have,
phenomenal things
you
with
can do
it.
phenomenal
You
things.
know,
But you probably won't be watching this. So
probably not, probably not. But I am under the impression that if an Earthling were to connect with their Suma and really, work with them, they can still outpower just about any Dark Lord that comes their way, any curse that comes their way, or anything.
or what
So,
it would do is connect
mhm.
them to somebody that could.
Yeah, yeah, it would do one
If
or
they
the other.
couldn't, if
Hmm.
they couldn't do it, they'd find somebody
Yeah,
that could.
yep,
They go up the chain and find somebody
yep.
that could help them.
Yep. So if that's why you found this video, our
There you
websites
go.
are right underneath.
And then people go, am I an Earth person? Who's an Earth person? What the
Hmm.
hell are they talking about?
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, yeah, it means you're not a first wave indigo, you're not an infrared,
Hmm.
and you're not a cosmic cleanup crew, and everybody
Hmm.
else is
Hmm.
Earth people,
Hmm.
pretty much,
I
in a
thought some
nutshell.
Earth people could be CCC, Cosmic Cleanup Crew.
Um, well, Cosmic Cleanup Crew has
Oh.
been to the Cosmic Cleanup Crew academies be a part of
Oh,
that.
okay, okay. Because I thought there were classes in the hologram too, or are they
Well,
only
there
outside?
might be for
Oh.
Earth. I don't know. All I know about all
Mhm.
I've dealt with is a cosmic cleanup crew
Mhm.
uh, class. What would we call them? Um, not school academies. Yes,
Oh, okay.
academies.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay, there we go.
Academies,
Me's me and
Even
my
me is
cinema.
better than am.
Yes, it is. It is. Absolutely.
All right,
Okay, well, we're kind of running out of time, aren't
we
we? So
are.
should we go into that one?
I think if you want.
Oh, the
Okay,
story?
so there was something that Laura Lee said in her newsletter talking
Okay,
about
I'll
embarrassing
tell it.
time. Do you
Yes.
want to do that
I
now,
can.
or
I
okay,
guess we can do
okay,
that.
okay?
Um okay. Sit back and get your popcorn and your
Get your rocks, little fuzzy blanket.
yeah. Okay, so it's been over 20 years ago. I was me and Ronnie, my Ghostbuster partner, were helping to edit my then my ex-husband, my second ex-husband. He was a shaman, and he had a book that he was writing, and we came across this phrase that said, it said, you know what? The thought plucker just plucked it out of my head.
You know, it's funny because it just popped into mind, so I don't know.
Okay.
But basically, the phrase was you can either choose to embarrass time or not.
Or not embarrass
Or
time.
not embarrass
That
time.
is your choice. You can,
Yeah.
thank you. You can
Yeah, see,
embarrass
we're a
time,
good
or
team. We got
we
this
are
figured out.
such a good team.
Uh,
And so I read that, and she read that, and she says, "What is he talking about? How do you embarrass time?" I said, "I don't know." And she said, "Well, maybe we should go ask him, because I don't even know if we should just leave it here, or I don't know what he means. Maybe he needs to explain it better." So we go down in his office, and Ronnie's like, "Oh, great one." She it's like, "Oh, great shaman." She was trying to be respectful. And I'm like, "Just give it to him straight." She said, "We don't know what this means here." And he read it. And he says, "Oh, that's a typo. It's embrace. We
Supposed
can
to be
either embrace
embraced.
time or not embrace time. It is our it is our choice." We laughed about that for well, we're still
Still
laughing
laughing
about
about it
that.
years later, 20 years later.
Trying to think of ways that you could embarrass time, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "What? How do you? Who would want? What the hell? What the hell?" So then I found out that was it last week that okay when
It wasn't that long ago. Yeah, maybe
when
2 weeks ago or so.
oh, okay, when we changed
Mm-hmm.
off of onto daylight savings
Mm-hmm.
time and messed everybody up, that's how you embarrass
One of many
time.
ways.
One of
One of
many
many ways.
ways.
You know, you can either embarrass time like the Dark Lords do it, or you can embarrass time and make it feel all warm and fuzzy and cute, like, oh, shucks, you know?
Yeah, we'll have to find out if the well, that's by when you give time compliments. It's like,
Yeah, when you can.
"Oh, shucks.
Uh-huh.
Well, you're
Mhm.
welcome."
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. So that's how you should embarrass
That's how
time.
you should
That's how you
embarrass
should
time.
embarrass time. With
Not
love
go
and warm
on,
fuzzies and appreciation.
not do Montauk projects and
Getting rid of Tartarian history and,
yeah, things like
manipulating the
that.
history books and
Manipulating time,
um,
and yeah,
daylight
that embarrassed
enslavement
in daylight
time.
savings time.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So then, okay, we have one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
When we started out these videos, we were doing life hacks
Mm-hmm.
and health hacks, and I thought we'd done it, and he told me we didn't. So I'll tell you. Have you ever like had your heart go into arrhythmia, and it's like thump, thump, blub, 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 and you have to breathe, and you're like, ugh, and you sit up, you're in bed, and you sit up and try to get it to stabilize again. I mean, I've had this for years. Do you know how you fix it? You cough. And
Mhm.
then it puts it back in rhythm. It's amazing.
Now, is there a certain amount of coughs you're supposed to do,
I
or
just
like?
cough 2 or 3 times,
Okay,
cough and then swallow and, think, is it there? I think I'll do some more. And it goes
interesting.
away
Hmm.
like that. It
Hmm.
goes away. And it doesn't
That's
come
so
back
cool.
for like weeks or something. Seems like I'll go through times where, I might have to do it like every other day or something. Then I don't do it for like a month. And it just depends on, what you've been eating and what's been eating you and that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, yeah, there you have it. Life hack. And try it.
Excellent.
Try it.
Hmm.
If you start thinking you're going to die from a heart attack, start coughing.
Hmm. Interesting.
I know it
Interesting.
is.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. But
Yeah.
if it does,
Now
remember
you
to
know how to
cough.
get out.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
That's excellent. That's a good hack. All right. Well, we have covered a
Oh,
bunch of strange topics today,
strange.
as always.
Stranger than fiction. That
But
laugh was so funny.
have you ever heard my evil laugh, my maniacal laugh?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so
This could be
I have to
scary.
give one
Egg
quick
up.
little funny story here. When I was in high school on Halloween night, I was at a friend's house and we all dressed up as witches, which, for Halloween you're
Yeah,
supposed to dress up as something you're
you're
not, but
not, but
whatever.
whatever. Yeah.
But I was wearing high heels, so that
Okay.
that kind of covered it, right? I step outside the door and I do this laugh, and all of a sudden I hear on the other side of the road, "Daddy, help!" All three of them going right to her dad. I felt so bad, but so accomplished. I felt so bad though.
It's
I
like,
eventually went up to her and apologized and gave her a candy bar. I was like, "You're gonna be okay.
how
Good thing you
cute.
have your daddy here to
Yeah.
protect you. You're okay, I promise."
Oh,
But
how funny.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Was she scared when you went up to her?
she was a little bit.
Okay.
She
It's like,
was.
oh my gosh, here comes
She
the
was.
witch.
Yep. But then her dad stood right in between us, but he could,
Okay.
he felt like I was
Yeah.
okay, so he let me come up, and I handed the bar to him actually, and then he
Give
handed
this
it to
to
her,
her.
and
Right,
then
right,
she
right.
came out and was like, okay, maybe this witch isn't as bad
That
as
is, I
Hollywood
thought.
says, right?
Okay. So are you going
So
to give us the laugh?
yeah.
Okay. That is a freaking scary,
Oh, it
creepy laugh.
is. Oh,
How
especially
did
when
you
you're in a
learn that?
room that echoes. Oh, it's so much fun.
So,
I don't know where I learned that
what,
or when I started doing that. I started that years ago. I think I was in
um,
like
is that
freshman
it?
year or something.
I'm trying to see what useful thing that would, how could that be useful?
It
So
makes me
now we've
laugh.
told, okay, well, we'll have to think
Well,
about how that could be
one way
useful.
it can be useful is, a lot of times we'll go through moments where we feel like we can't go over, like, we can't surmount an obstacle, right? We can't overcome it. And that laugh can easily be like, "You're not my worst nightmare.
I'm
I'm your
yours.
worst nightmare." All right, and it
To
flips the
all the
tables to
dark
the Dark
lords.
Lords,
Yes.
or to
Okay.
whatever it is
It's
causing you the issues, whatever's caused, whatever
a flip the
programming or anything.
table laugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah. I'll
hey,
say
I
that.
can
I'll
be
go with
just
that.
as scary as you are. You run and hide.
Hmm. But
Okay.
scarier because then I actually start to laugh after I do the evil laugh every time without fail.
Okay,
So terrifying.
that's something that you could put that in your bag of tricks for
Hmm.
for how
Hmm.
to go after dark lords.
Hmm.
You
Yep.
give the evil laugh and then you laugh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, when you connect in with your Suma, and I and my Suma are some of the most powerful beings in existence. You can then turn around to whatever the obstacles are, whatever the curses are, the people behind them, the people up the food chain, because some of them might be coerced, and just turn to them and be like, you know what? You're not my worst nightmare. I'm
I'm yours.
yours. I'm
Remember
yours.
that.
You're not
And
gonna
I'm
stop
coming
me.
after you.
Hmm.
So be afraid.
You're not gonna stop me.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep upping my purity
Yep.
quotient. I'm going to keep, changing and expanding and growing into more pristine versions of myself.
Mm-hmm. And you are so toast.
And they're toast. And they're burnt toast.
That's right.
With no butter.
The chickens wouldn't even want it.
The chickens wouldn't even.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Okay, well,
man.
we hope you had a laugh. And now you know how to do the evil laugh to scare off the evil people. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Actually, real quick as well. I had a client that he was taught by a shaman that if you do an evil like pig laugh at something, like a like a snarl, if they're evil, they'll back off and they'll get freaked out. But if they're
Really?
good, they'll respond like you just did. And it's like, oh, hey, that's funny, that's weird, but okay, whatever, you do you. So,
Really?
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
So it's a
yeah,
thing.
it's a thing. And he
Okay.
said that he would do that all the time. If there was an entity in his room and he couldn't tell if they were good or not, he'd snarl like a pig at them. And if they were bad, they'd be gone.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Okay.
So you
Learn
learn all
something every
kinds of
day.
fun things in these shows.
It's really is
Oh
weird
man,
shit on steroids.
it is. It is. All right. Yep. Well,
Okay. I think
yep.
we'd be done
We
now.
be done. We be
Okay.
done.
You guys have a good one.
Yep.
We'll see you soon, whenever that is.
Whatever that is. It should be soon now that
Yeah.
the weather is better.
That's
so,
right.
We'll see you around. If you have any questions, let us know. Any comments or anything, please write us and
And tell your weird shit friends about us.
and tell your
They might appreciate it. Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you all later.
Okay.
Have an amazing rest of your time.
Okay. Day or night, whatever it is.
Day,
okay.
night. Have a good whatever it is. And then some. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Bye-bye.